The Suzuki RG500 Gamma was built with an attitude that modern bikes rarely carry. It was not created to be comfortable or gentle or forgiving. It was created to bring the rush and violence of real Grand Prix racing to public roads in a package that felt raw and alive. Anyone who has ever heard a Gamma come up on the pipe knows this motorcycle was engineered with a kind of intent that belongs to another era. The deeper you go into its design, the more obvious it becomes that the Gamma was never meant for average riders. It was meant for those who wanted a machine that demanded respect. Suzuki released the RG500 Gamma in 1985. The timing was perfect because two-stroke racing had reached a level of popularity that pushed manufacturers to display their engineering strength. Suzuki was already a proven championship winner. Their factory RG500 had carried great riders to Grand Prix victories. When the company decided to build a road-legal version, they did not water the idea down. They took the same technology used in the World Championship program and found a way to make it usable on the street without losing its attitude. That decision created a motorcycle that still feels different from anything else that came out of the 1980s. The Gamma was not produced in huge numbers. Suzuki knew this was not a bike that everyone would buy. It was expensive to produce, and it required riders who understood two-stroke character. Production ran only a few years, and that limited run added to the mystery that surrounds the model today. Collectors speak of it with respect because the company was bold enough to release a bike that felt more like a factory machine than a standard production motorcycle. The core of the Gamma is its square 4 engine. The layout uses 4 cylinders, arranged in a square pattern that forms what is essentially 2 twins, mounted side by side inside a single engine block. Each pair of cylinders has its own crankshaft, and those 2 cranks are geared together so the whole machine runs as one unit. This is the same layout used on the real RG500 race bikes that dominated many seasons of Grand Prix racing. The layout was chosen for a reason. It creates a compact engine with very sharp throttle behavior and quick power delivery. The design also allows the intake timing to be controlled with precision. Suzuki did not choose a simple intake system. They used rotary disc valves to control the charge entering each cylinder. The disc valve sits on the crank and rotates with it. A cutout in the disc opens and closes the intake port with exact timing. This design allows engineers to choose very aggressive timing that gives strong, high RPM power. The disadvantage is that it makes low RPM behavior more sensitive. That is one important reason the Gamma earned a reputation as a bike that rewards riders who understand how engines breathe. It feels alive and immediate. When tuned correctly, the Gamma responds to throttle with a crisp snap that few modern machines can replicate. The official power rating for the Gamma sits at about 95 horsepower at 9,500 revolutions per minute. That number alone does not show the whole story. The powerband is narrow but explosive. It comes alive with real force when the tachometer sweeps past the middle of the range. Riders often describe the engine behavior as a sudden shove that grows stronger with every 100 RPM. The bike pulls hard until it reaches the top of the power curve. The surge can feel dramatic, but it is never unpredictable once you understand the rhythm of the machine. The dry weight of the Suzuki RG500 Gamma sits around 344 pounds. That number is impressive because Suzuki used a fully crafted aluminum frame instead of the heavier steel frames that were common in that era. This aluminum frame was built as a box section design. It was stiff and light. That construction helped the Gamma feel quick to turn and eager to respond to rider input. Suzuki engineers wanted a chassis that allowed riders to carve through corners with confidence while still giving the sharp feedback needed for high-pace riding. To support this frame, Suzuki used their full floater rear suspension. This system places the shock between linkages that control how the rear wheel moves under load. It helps the bike stay planted under hard acceleration and braking. The front suspension uses a telescopic fork that includes an anti-dive mechanism in certain versions. The anti-dive system helps control front-end compression during strong braking, which was useful because two-stroke race replicas rely on late braking to set up fast corner exits. The combination of a rigid frame and race-oriented suspension created a motorcycle that felt different from most street bikes of the time. Turning the Gamma at speed demanded commitment and focus. The front end gave clear feedback, and the rear stayed predictable even when the engine came alive with its powerful two-stroke surge. That blend of stability and edge made the Gamma a favorite among confident riders who wanted a machine that could be used for spirited riding or track day aggression. One of the most serious engineering details on the Gamma is the cassette-style gearbox. A cassette gearbox allows the entire set of gears to slide out of the side of the engine without splitting the crankcases. This is normal in real race bikes because races require quick ratio changes to match track conditions. Suzuki chose to include this feature in the road-going Gamma. It was expensive to manufacture, but it made the bike feel like a real competition piece. Riders could remove the gearbox for maintenance or adjustment much faster than with a traditional transmission. For skilled tuners, the cassette box was a gift because they could experiment with gearing easily. Riding the Gamma is an experience that leaves a mark on most riders. Two-stroke engines always bring a lively personality, but the square 4 layout with disc valves amplifies that character. At low revs, the bike feels manageable, but not particularly strong. It is clean and predictable, but you sense something waiting underneath. When the tach climbs past 7,000 revolutions per minute, the bike begins to wake up. The engine pulls harder, the exhaust note sharpens, the frame starts to feel alive. When you are deep in the power band, the Gamma becomes a different machine. It pushes hard and keeps climbing toward the red line with surprising hunger. This is the reason many riders describe it as a thrill that cannot be replaced by modern 4-stroke power. The Gamma is capable of reaching speeds around 142 miles per hour. While not outrageous by modern standards, it was incredibly fast for its time. And even today, the sensation of speed on a 2-stroke race replica feels more intense than the numbers suggest. The bike uses expansion chamber exhausts to shape the power curve. These pipes are designed to reflect sound waves back into the cylinder to boost power. They are tuned for specific RPM ranges, and any damage to them changes performance noticeably. Serious owners treat their exhaust systems like a vital organ because a tiny dent or bad repair can hurt power. 2-stroke engines require care. That is the nature of the design. Owners commonly check compression levels regularly to monitor the health of the top end. The rotary discs must be inspected for wear. Crankshaft bearings for both cranks require good oil and careful attention. Carburetor jetting must match the climate and altitude. Spark timing must be correct. A well-tuned Gamma feels precise and clean. A poorly tuned Gamma feels rough and risky. Owners who understand these details keep their bikes healthy for many years. Those who neglect maintenance usually learn the hard way that 2-strokes demand disciplined care. Many riders choose to upgrade their Gamma in ways that respect the original character. Modern tires provide much better grip than anything available in the 1980s. Steel-braided brake lines improve feel at the lever. Performance brake pads help stop the bike with more confidence. Suspension upgrades give riders more comfort and control. These changes do not alter the identity of the bike. They simply help the rider enjoy the machine with modern safety standards. Some owners choose engine modifications, but the smartest ones focus on reliability. Fresh pistons and rings, cleaned ports, rebuilt cranks, correct carb setup, crisp ignition timing. These simple maintenance steps can preserve the original performance without risking reliability. Power increases are possible, but the engine is already working at high output for its size. More power often reduces lifespan, unless the builder truly understands 2-stroke engineering. The Gamma also has a strong history in competition. Privateer racers use the bike in club racing and endurance events. With proper tuning, the Gamma could deliver serious lap times. Its lightweight chassis and powerful top end helped it carry strong corner speed and frightening acceleration out of turns. Riders who mastered the narrow power band could keep the bike in its sweet spot and make the most of its potential. Even now, the Gamma appears in vintage racing and still proves competitive when handled by skilled riders. Collectors value the Gamma highly because production numbers were limited and survival rates are not high. Many bikes were ridden hard or modified poorly. When buying one today, you want to check for correct engine numbers, clean frame welds, healthy compression, a working cassette gearbox, and original parts where possible. A complete toolkit and original exhausts add real value. Service history also matters. A Gamma that has been cared for by experts is a treasure. The reason the Suzuki RG500 Gamma still matters today goes far beyond nostalgia. It stands as proof of what happens when a manufacturer decides to place genuine race engineering into the hands of normal riders. Suzuki did not compromise the design to make it easy or soft. They built a motorcycle that behaves like a racing instrument. It rewards skill. It punishes sloppiness. It teaches the rider to be sharper, smoother, and more aware. It is a machine that asks for effort, but gives a unique experience in return. For many riders, the Gamma represents the last true era of road-legal 2-stroke performance. The smell of 2-stroke oil, the sound of the pipes resonating, the pulse of the engine climbing toward its power peak, the feel of an aluminum frame that sends clear signals through the bars, and seat. It is a sensory experience that modern motorcycles rarely offer. The Gamma delivers that feeling in a way that is honest and pure. The legacy of the Gamma grows every year because younger riders discover its story and seasoned riders remember what it felt like to ride a machine that demanded presence and focus. It is not simply rare, it is meaningful. Suzuki created a motorcycle that captured the spirit of Grand Prix racing and carried it onto public roads with very little filter. This is the shocking truth behind Suzuki's two-stroke RG500 Gamma. It was not an imitation. It was not a marketing idea. It was the closest thing to a real Grand Prix machine that an average rider could legally buy. Even today, it feels untamed and thrilling. A motorcycle built by a company willing to take a bold step and share a race bike soul with the world. That's it, guys. If you enjoyed diving into the raw truth behind the RG500 Gamma, hit that like button and show some love. Drop a comment and tell me which legendary two-stroke you want me to uncover next. And if you are new here, subscribe so you never miss the next deep dive.